Tim, how did IOW Studio Glass come about?
IOW Glass really came about by my father. I'm second generation. My father started IOW Glass in 1973 after a short period in the Mediterranean running another studio called Medina Glass, where he got a lot of experience of studio glass and making what he wanted to make after being a little frustrated with the glass industry in this country.
And how is the glass making industry generally in this country?
There is really no glass industry left at all. I mean, there's a few pockets of studios working. There's standalone artists working, or just you know, a couple of guys working together, or studios where they share space. It's very, very hard. I mean, we're probably one of the largest studios in this country.
So it must be quite a fine balance then, managing a studio which you're creating all the things you want to create, and running a business that's successful and profitable.
Yes, absolutely. You can't spend all day long making fanciful bits of glass that are totally uncommercial. You have to make a commercial product. You've got to do your bread and butter stuff, because here on the Isle of Wight we are a tourist-based island. We have lots of tourists here, and we have to you know, fill that need. So we have to make lots of things that produce, you know, money for us, as far as tourist souvenirs, things like that, quality souvenirs. Of course, that is very important to keep the quality very high. But doing that sort of bread and butter work and core work allows us to do these more contemporary, more special things that we like to do for our collectors, for galleries, for all sorts of things like that. We have to evolve, especially in the present climate. We are continually evolving and trying new things, and you know, it's promotion, it's getting the word out there, and really working very hard. It's quite difficult to find skilled craftsmen to do what we want to do, because a lot of them have sort of learned the techniques from the ground up. You know, some of them have joined us as teenagers, some have had some past experience, some have gone through the college process and got BAs, MAs, but it's quite difficult to find. You can't ring up an agency and say, I need a glassmaker. It's not going to happen. You know, it's a long-term thing. I mean, in the industry, it took 7 years to really learn the basic skills, and then from there on in, it was dead man's shoes. You know, as they retired, you literally took up the higher post. But in the studio environment, it's a bit difficult, because you're exposed to a lot of different things. And some people learn quite quickly, but other people, it takes a long time. Some people reach a plateau of what they're able to do, and other people are able to really fly with the material. So it's not easy finding people. We employ about 12, 13 people, depending on the season really, but in the hot shop there's sort of 6, 7 of us. I do have students during the summer to come and get some real hands-on experience, which is great, to pass on some of the knowledge that I have, and also, you know, they enjoy that sort of thing, and I think the guys here enjoy having a few fresh faces about, and it helps just keep everything going. Okay, most of the design process is done on the shop floor. I mean, ultimately it's got to be made with the material, so you might as well start. You have a thought, you might do some sketches, either a piece of chalk on the floor or a bit of paper, but most of the work is done. It's an idea, get hold of the blowing iron, get the glass out of the furnace and crack on with it, really. Probably I'll do most of the core design work. And once we've got an idea, got a set of shapes, then we'll produce samples and then hand it over to the main team, a little bit of training, and they'd soon, you know, the guys have been at it a long time now, so you know, they pick it up pretty quickly, and it's soon fairly, touch wood, seamless operation. Mainly our processes are involved on the surface. It's surface decoration, so most of the decoration is on the surface, and we include silver leaf and 22 karat gold leaf, which are hallmark processes of what we do. Some core collections are just made, you know, as many as we like really, as long as they are still popular and commercial to do. Other collections are limited to numbers or a timeline. You know, they'll be made for a set period of time, and then they're withdrawn. So certainly collectors and things like that like to have those pieces. You know, they're numbered. Certainly I'll sign things so that there'll be a year date for when we're all gone. One day on Antiques Roadshow, people will think, wait, that was made then by that set of guys, and it has a value. The island is a good place to be. It can be logistically difficult at times because of that stretch of water, but I think that stretch of water has more benefits than disadvantages, because we're in to a point a little bubble. We're not influenced by too much. We can create from our own influences, which is the island, our surroundings. I mean, a lot of the things, our surface decoration is based, you know, whether it be fauna or the sea or the, you know, the landscape. I mean, everything. The island is very rich in that sort of visual quality of things. So that's where we take most of our inspiration.
So what is, you know, if you could pick out one thing that is key to the art of glass blowing, you know, is it a feel for the material? I mean, what do you look for in people? Two
things: manual dexterity and sense of urgency. Because you've got, you know, once you've gathered, you've taken that glass out of the furnace, the clock is ticking. It's getting cold all the time. You've got to reheat it, so you've got to work that piece. You're committed to start, middle, and end of it all in one shot, and it is manual dexterity and sense of urgency.
So how quickly does it cool? How long do you actually have you got to work that material?
You have seconds, really. You know, it's so many seconds in every minute you've got to work it, really. And it is a constant process of work a little bit, get it hot again, work a little bit, get it hot again. Applying all the surface colour, decoration, gold leaf, pushing that all into the surface, and then getting hot again, and then beginning to blow the shape, and then getting hot again in order to finish the shape. So it's a constant balance all the time. But there's the run-of-the-mill sort of thing. There's our direct selling, which is here. Then we have our trade customers, which is the high street. Then we have our collectors club. Then we have e-commerce. And then we have commission work, corporate work. I mean, it's very diverse. We have to be that way in this day and age. So, I mean, we're a good attraction to come and watch. You know, whether the sun's shining or not, we can entertain people very nicely. And some people will stand here for hours and watch things being created. And you're positive for the future? I think so. I think we have to be. If we were all negative, we wouldn't get out of bed in the morning. So I think we just have to, you know, smile and get on with it.